The Leica M12 leaked specs are here, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this is the most controversial camera leak of the decade. What I'm about to reveal will either excite you beyond belief or make you question everything Leica stands for. These aren't just minor upgrades. We're looking at features that completely break the M-series rulebook that Leica has followed for over 50 years. I've spent the last week diving deep into these leaked documents, and what I found is so shocking that longtime Leica purists are calling it either the greatest evolution or the biggest betrayal in rangefinder history. If you want to stay ahead of camera news that actually matters and affects your gear decisions, smash that subscribe button because the information I'm sharing today won't stay secret for long. Let's start with something that will make your jaw drop. The M12 is rumored to pack a massive 60 to 70 megapixel full-frame BSIC MOS sensor. Now, you might think, okay, more megapixels, so what? But here's why this is absolutely revolutionary for the M series. Think about the last time you shot with an M11 in challenging light. You know that moment when you're walking through Tokyo at golden hour, and you spot this incredible scene unfolding, but you hesitate because you're not sure if the sensor can capture the dynamic range between those deep shadows and bright highlights? With this new sensor technology, those hesitations disappear. We're talking about a stacked or significantly improved design that could rival medium format cameras in terms of detail and dynamic range. But the sensor is just the beginning of this transformation, and what comes next will challenge everything purists believe about the M-series philosophy. Behind that incredible sensor sits the new Maestro 4 processor, or possibly an even more advanced variant. And this is where things get really interesting. You see, Leica has always been about deliberate, thoughtful photography, taking your time, composing carefully, making every frame count. But what if I told you the M12 might shoot it up to 7 frames per second? Picture yourself at a wedding, capturing those spontaneous moments between the bride and groom during their first dance. With the M11, you'd be limited to 4.5 frames per second, which often means missing the perfect micro-expression or that split-second gesture that tells the whole story. The M12's faster processing power and larger buffer system could change that completely, letting you capture entire sequences while maintaining that signature Leica color science and rendering. The ISO performance is equally mind-blowing. We're looking at a native range starting at ISO 64 and extending beyond 50,000, with noise control that could make night street photography feel like shooting in broad daylight. Imagine walking through the narrow alleys of Paris at midnight, your M12 capturing clean, usable images at ISO 25,600 that you'd actually want to print and hang on your wall. But here's where Leica is about to break their most sacred rule. And when you hear what's coming next, you'll understand why longtime M-series shooters are calling this the most controversial camera decision in decades. This is the feature that represents Leica's most shocking departure from tradition. The M12 is rumored to introduce hybrid viewfinder technology, combining the optical rangefinder experience with electronic overlays. For purists, this might sound like heresy, but let me paint you a picture of why this could be genius. You're shooting a portrait session in changing light conditions. Traditionally, you'd need to constantly check your camera's back LCD or rely entirely on experience to nail your exposure. With the hybrid viewfinder, you could see real-time exposure information, focus peaking assistance, and even histogram data overlaid seamlessly onto that classic optical view. You maintain the connection and immediacy of optical viewing while gaining the precision tools that modern photography demands. But if you think that's controversial, wait until you hear about the feature that has traditional Leica users either completely outraged or secretly excited. Here it is, the feature that represents the most radical departure from Leica M-series DNA: in-body image stabilization. For decades, Leica has maintained that in-body image stabilization has no place in a rangefinder camera, that it compromises the mechanical precision and adds unnecessary complexity to what should be a pure, simple tool. But imagine this scenario. You're documenting life in a bustling market in Marrakech, handheld, using a 90mm Summicron in relatively low light. Traditionally, you'd need to push your ISO or accept some motion blur. With in-body image stabilization in the M12, You could shoot at slower shutter speeds while maintaining that creamy bokeh and tack-sharp subject isolation that makes Leica lenses legendary. The competitive pressure is real. When photographers can get image stabilization in cameras costing a fraction of an M-series body, Leica's position becomes harder to defend. This rumored IBIS system wouldn't just be thrown in. It would be engineered to work seamlessly with the rangefinder's mechanical systems, possibly even adapting differently for various focal lengths and shooting situations. Picture being able to shoot handheld video with your M12, creating cinematic sequences with that distinctive Leica look, or capturing long-exposure street scenes without a tripod. It's a fundamental shift that could attract a whole new generation of creators to the M-series ecosystem. But the surprises don't end there, and what I'm about to reveal about the M12's construction will show you just how serious Leica is about this new direction. The M12 will reportedly maintain that solid brass or aluminum top plate construction that makes every Leica feel like a precision instrument, but with one crucial addition: proper weather sealing. This isn't just about protecting your investment. It's about expanding where and how you can use this camera. Imagine shooting in the Scottish Highlands during a sudden downpour, or documenting a festival in humid, dusty conditions without constantly worrying about your camera's welfare. The M12 could be the first M-series camera that truly travels anywhere you do, maintaining that premium build quality while adapting to real-world shooting conditions. The body is also rumored to be lighter than the M11, which might seem counterintuitive given all these new features. But advanced materials and engineering could reduce fatigue during those long documentary shoots or street photography sessions. Every ounce matters when you're carrying a camera all day, and Leica seems to understand that modern photographers need both durability and comfort. Connectivity gets a major upgrade too, with Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 for lightning-fast file transfers. Picture finishing a wedding shoot and having your images wirelessly transferred to your laptop before you even pack up your gear, or sharing perfectly edited shots to social media while still on location. Now, let's talk about what this revolutionary camera will cost you. Based on Leica's pricing trajectory, the M12 is expected to start around $9,500 to $10,500 for the standard model, with special editions easily exceeding $12,000. Following Leica's 5-year release cycle, we're looking at a potential launch in late 2026 to early 2027. But industry insiders suggest we might see development announcements or teasers by mid to late 2025. This gives us time to prepare, save up, or decide if these radical changes align with our photography vision. For many photographers, this price point represents a significant investment decision. But consider what you're getting: a camera that could bridge the gap between traditional rangefinder photography and modern digital demands, potentially lasting decades while maintaining its value and relevance. So what does all this mean for the future of Leica and rangefinder photography? These leaked specs reveal a company that's finally acknowledging the changing needs of modern photographers while trying to preserve the essence of what makes shooting with an M-series camera special. The 60 to 70 megapixel sensor brings medium format quality to a compact body. The hybrid viewfinder maintains optical viewing while adding digital precision. In-body image stabilization breaks tradition but expands creative possibilities. Faster shooting and better connectivity address real-world workflow needs. It's not just evolution, it's revolution disguised as refinement. This shocking new direction suggests Leica isn't just catering to collectors and purists anymore. They're building a tool for working photographers who need the reliability and image quality of a Leica, but can't sacrifice modern functionality for the sake of tradition. Whether this bold strategy will pay off remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the M12 will be the most talked about camera launch in years, potentially reshaping what we expect from premium rangefinder photography. The M12 represents either the future of rangefinder photography or the end of an era, depending on your perspective. These leaked specs suggest Leica is betting everything on attracting new users while hoping not to lose their devoted fanbase. But here's what I haven't told you yet. These M12 rumors are just the tip of the iceberg for what's coming in 2025 and beyond. The camera industry is about to experience the biggest shakeup in decades, with innovations that will make today's top cameras look obsolete. If you want to stay ahead of these game-changing developments, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. And if you're curious about what other shocking camera releases are rumored for 2025, click on the video I'm linking right now. Top 10 Rumored Cameras for 2025. The year everything changes. Trust me, what you'll discover there will completely change how you plan your next camera purchase. The photography world is about to get very interesting, and you won't want to miss a single revelation.